Hi guys, this would be the next video of MySQL and MySQL connector. So let's get started. So first we'll learn about the data types in MySQL. So let us learn something about MySQL. So let us learn like in Python there are different type of data types, right? Like str, you have int, you have float, right? See how they are going glued. Okay, so str, int, float. So these are the data types. Similar to this, we have data types in MySQL. When you create your file, okay, for example, you're creating a table called name and you get class, right? I'm gonna type cls, okay, and you take age, right? You take date, okay. So for every common so these are actually field names, okay, these are columns in a data in a tables. So every column you need to enter a data type. What does that mean? That means that in every column you have to write what are the names going to be. Okay, we all know that names is going to be a string, right, when you talk about Python. But when we talk about MySQL, there is something else. Okay, you have to specify. The MySQL not going to specify that name. Oh yeah, it's going to be string, it's going to be some, it's not going to be integer. Okay, so you have to specify what names is. Name can be int if you want. Okay, so in MySQL you have for string, the placement or replacement of string in MySQL is varchar or char. So there is a difference between varchar and char. I'll explain you. For class you have int, of course, and for age also you have int, and for date you have date. All right, date. Okay, so there are more data types like tiny text, text blob, medium text, and tiny int, small int, medium int, long blob, but these are not required. Okay, I'll make my videos very simple and efficient. So let us discuss about varchar and char. Right, char. So it's very simple. The major difference is hidden in the text only, hidden in its name only. Okay, when we talk about varchar, we see var here. Var stands for variable. Okay, for example, you did varchar is equal to, I'm sorry, varchar is equal to 10. Okay, okay. So yeah, I forgot to explain you that here with varchar char, not with int, char or varchar, you have another bracket where you specify the length, of the string. So the difference between char and varchar is that of fixed length and variable length. The char data type specifies a fixed length character. Okay. And when a column is given data type as char is equals to n. Okay. Whenever, as I told you that you have to write char and you have to specify the maximum length, right? Varchar and you have to specify the maximum length. Okay. Char n. So whenever a column is given as char n or varchar n, then MySQL ensures that all the values stored in the column have this length. Okay, MySQL ensures that all the values, I'm talking about char right now, so all the values stored in the MySQL in the column have this length, that is n bytes. Okay, if a value is shorter than n, then blanks are added, right? So let us first talk about char, as char is simple to explain. So as I explained you that when a column is given a data type as char n, then MySQL ensures that all values stored in the column have this length, that is n bytes. Okay, not n characters, I'm sorry, I mistake, it's n bytes. Okay, if a value is shorter than n, okay, if a value is shorter than n, then blanks are added. For example, let us take name is equals to Harry, right? These are 5 characters. So that means when you have written name char n, when you create a table, that means, and you have inputted Harry as name, there would be 5 blank spaces created. Okay. Varchar on the other hand is different. As I explained you, varchar has var, which is abbreviation of variable. Okay. So varchar on the other hand specifies a variable length string. When a column is given data type as varchar n, like right, like char n, varchar n, then the maximum size value in this column can have is bytes, n bytes, right? Like in char n, you have varchar n, so n would be the maximum bytes. Each value that is stored in this column stores exactly as you specified. That is, no blanks are added, right? If you have written name is equals to Harry, that means there are only 5 characters filled, no spaces, there is no blank spaces, like unlike from char. Okay, I'm talking about varchar. Sorry, varchar. Okay. However, if you exceed the maximum length n, right, you might be thinking that what is the use of n if it's a variable string? Okay, if it's a variable string, if I write 5 characters, then varchar value is going to be 5. Then what is the use of n? N is actually the maximum length. If you exceed the maximum length, then an error is displayed. Error message would be displayed. Okay, so this is the basic meaning of char and varchar. So let us continue. Okay, so today we're going to learn about create tables in MySQL. I hope you have watched my previous video about MySQL, where I taught you to how to access MySQL database and how to access tables inside a particular database. And there we created a database known as YouTube, which we called YouTube. And inside the YouTube, we are going to do everything in this series. We're going to create table inside the YouTube database and everything else. Okay, so first let us learn MySQL, and first let us learn how to create MySQL in how to create table in MySQL command line. Okay, so you have MySQL command line. Yep, let me. Yeah, so password is after entering the password. Yeah, you are in. Right. So let us again do show databases to check what all the databases are. So yeah, we have to work on YouTube, right? So to work on YouTube, we'll write use YouTube. Okay, now you are inside the YouTube. So here you want to create the tables. Okay, you will be creating tables inside a database, right? So it's very easy and very simple in MySQL, and the syntax matches the syntax what we are going to do in MySQL connector with Python. Okay, so it's very simple. I'm going to do caps on because it looks formal. You can do with caps off also, but it's my preference. So create table, this is the syntax. So create table, and we have the table name. Let us name it as table 1. Right, so table 1, and we have a bracket here, and inside it we'll have our columns. Okay, so create table and the table name. Here is the table name. Let me like write it in the form of variable, okay, so that you can understand it properly. So here it goes, table name. Okay, then inside I'll erase this. Okay, inside goes column, right? If you want to create a table of name, class, and section, let it be simple. Okay, so name, you'll write name. This is the name of the table. Oh, this is the name of the column, not the table. This is the name of the column, the first column. So and the order is also chronological. So here you can type what, after that you have to type data structure or data type. So I'm going to do varchar because I prefer varchar, and the maximum bytes of varchar is 255. Okay, you can also use char as well. So varchar 255 name varchar comma another column. So another column is class int. So here you don't have to write comma and specify the maximum length or byte of the int. Comma, I'll do address. Okay, address. So it's again varchar, and let us max it out. Right, so create table and this, and let me tell you something more about tables, or I'll tell you in the next video. It's about constraints and referential integrity. Yes, constraints and referential integrity. I'll tell you about this in the next 2-3 videos. Okay, so create table. Today we're going to learn about how to create a simple table. Okay, so create table and then table name. So of course I'm not going to put table name here. I'm going to specify a table. Okay, so I'm gonna do demo 1, right? Table name, there should not be any spaces. It's table name demo and I think that's it. I have to simplify. I don't have to add more and more data or columns. So yeah, so if I write show tables, because we are already inside the YouTube, we can write show tables to see the tables, show tables, so we get demo1. But how to print or how to add value in this demo1 table? So let us first see how to add value or how to insert value. Okay, so inserting data inside this is very simple, I'd say. You just have to write insert, okay, into, then specify the table name, that is demo1 here in this case, demo1. And you can write here, so there are basically different syntaxes for inserting values. What you can do is, after demo1 you can write the column name, that is name, comma, class, comma, address, or you don't have to write this. And why writing column name is useful, I'll tell you in just a few minutes. So insert into demo1, then you have to write values, and inside you'll create a parenthesis, of course, after values without any spaces, and inside this parenthesis goes the values which you want to enter. That means if you want to enter the first name, this would be the first record, of course. So if you want to enter the first name as I'd say Harry, right, and the class, the maximum class is 12, of course, so Harry. And address, I'm gonna write something like this is okay, I'm not gonna take it very seriously. And don't forget this semicolon, of course. In MySQL syntax, semicolon is very useful. If you don't write the semicolon, it's just going to run in another line. Your syntax would not be executed. So of course it's very important. Query okay, right? What if you want to print, or of course I'm going to use the language of Python, which you are familiar with. What if you want to print this table? What if you want to see what datas there are? So syntax is very simple. Again, you have to write select and star from and the table name. Table name in this case is demo1. I hope I'm not moving very fast. If I am, please comment down below. I'll explain you again with precision in the next video. So yeah, this is our first data. I hope it's clear. Okay, I'll explain you select. There are many syntaxes in select in the next video. Right, so insert into demo1, this is how you insert the values. Let us check about another syntax of inserting values. Okay, insert into demo1, and I explained you that after demo1 you can apply parenthesis, and inside this you can write your required column name, okay, or fields as we say in SQL. So what if I want to enter data in name and class? What if I don't know the address of a student, of a particular student, right? So here in the column, here in these parentheses goes where goes the column. You just have to write what information you are known with, right? For example, I'm known with only name and class. I'm not known with the address of a particular student, so I just have to write name, comma, I'll write class, right? Class or address, whatever you want, and then write values, and inside values write the values of the consecutive data field name. Okay, for example here first is name, so first you have to write name, not class. Okay, first you have to enter the data of name, right? And notice that this is the second record because we have already entered here the first record. Okay, so here goes the name, the second name. Okay, we'll take 10, and of course not an integer, sorry, 12. Okay, so I'll explain you. If you're not able to understand it or conceive what I just said, I'll explain you what I just did again. Okay, query updated. Now let us select star from demo, that means print the table. So yeah, we get this, that means second record is added. Okay, second record is added on, and only name and class has been added. So I hope it's clear now. And what is this null? Like in Python, if you are very familiar with the Python, there is non-data type, right? Let me go to Python. Like I have t is equals to non. This is a data type, non, and I have to print type t, control s, control t. So yeah, you get non-type. Okay, that means nothing is there, no integer, no int, nothing, right? That means the value of this can easily be changed with any other integer or string, right? Okay, right. For example, I have changed the value of t. First, initially it was t is equals to none. Now I have changed the value of t is equals to string of 12. So yeah, you get str, right? So none is, as the name sounds, none, and null is null, right? So it's very pretty easy to understand MySQL as well. Okay, so this is how you insert a null value, correct? So I hope that's it for inserting values and creating tables. Now let us learn about deleting a record, right? This is a record, this is a record, and this is the first record, this is the second record. Okay, what if I want to delete this Nitin record? Okay, so I have to just write delete, I'm sorry, delete from demo1, right? This is similar to the select syntax where you print the demo1 or the table. Okay, but here you have to specify what record you have to delete, right? So delete from demo1 where, okay, so where let us take name, you can actually pass two of it, where name is equal to Harry, right? Where name is equal to Harry. Okay, you might be thinking, or you might have a question in mind, that why cannot I write class is equals to 12? Because you see there are two 12 classes record. Okay, so there are basically two students who are in the same class. So if I write name is equals to 12, then both of the records are going to delete it. Okay, so I'll specify a single record. I'll actually identify what field is unique in that record and take it as my where command. Okay, so delete from demo1 where name is equal to Harry. So of course at the end you have to apply a semicolon, and that's it. Now let us select star from demo1 or print our table. So yeah, record has been deleted. So what if I want to delete the table? Okay, so for deleting the table, we don't, in MySQL language, we don't call it deleting a table. We actually call it dropping the table. Okay, so you have to write drop table and then table name demo1. That's simple. Query okay. So if you write select from, give a error. YouTube.demo1 does not exist. That means there is no table called demo1 in YouTube. Okay, so we're going to do the same process. We're going to repeat the whole process again with Python connector.